Hi, my name is Stacy Cook, and today I want to tell you a story about overcoming obstacles. In 2012, my obstacles were these hips. I was having a lot of pain, so I ended up going to the doctor and getting some cortisone shots. I was feeling a lot better, so in 2013, I decided to take a trip to Denver, Colorado. I hopped into the Prius and drove the 13 hours and nearly 900 miles to Colorado to see an NFL football game, a Major League Baseball game, and the highlight of the trip was the Red Rock Amphitheater. I walked into the amphitheater museum and I was taken aback by the great posters and pictures of the greatest musicians of all time. The Beatles, Jimi Hendrix, the Rolling Stones, they had all played the amphitheater. I loved the tour of the museum, and when I stepped outside, I was looking down at the world from a mile high, literally. My plan was to walk down the amphitheater steps, take some pictures, and leave out to the parking lot, get in my car, and go back downtown Denver, do some shopping. So I walked down the steps, took my pictures, and started looking for the exit. What I realized, there was only one way to get out of the amphitheater, and that was the same way that I went in, the steps. So I got down to the bottom of the steps and realized this is where goal setting is the most important. I looked at that first landing, walked up that landing, and had to take a 5-minute break. It took me a while, got motivated, walked up to that next landing, and I was in so much pain I ended up having to sit down. Long story short, it took me nearly 2 hours to get from the bottom of the amphitheater steps back to my car. Instead of going downtown, I went straight to my hotel room and spent the rest of the night there. Got back in the car and took a painful 13-hour drive back to the Quad Cities. When I got to my house, I spent at least a week there just recovering from my trip. Move forward to 2015, I ended up getting bilateral hip replacement. If you want to know more about that story, you can just Google Stacy Cook hip replacement. They wrote a great story on that. My surgeon was great. I'm feeling a lot better, but the one thing that was sticking with me was that trip to the amphitheater and not being able to get up the steps. So in 2020, got back in the car, drove back to Denver, Colorado, walked right through the amphitheater museum and out to the top of the amphitheater to look down at the world from a mile high again. I had a better plan this time, walked down the steps, took some pictures, turned back around, and my goal was to make it from the bottom of the amphitheater to the top of the amphitheater without stopping. And I was able to accomplish my goal. If you need help identifying the obstacles to your success, the barriers to your success, log on to Foolzguide LLC and hit that Book It Now button. We'll get together, put you an action plan in place so that you can overcome your obstacles to success.